Yo, what's going on, guys? So I'm back, came to make another video. I think I'm just going to keep my camera here at all times so that I can just have it set up and ready to go. That seems like the best course of action. Now, let's just go ahead and get into it. In this video, I want to talk about subconscious conditioning. The reason for that is because you might think that you are actually responsible for the actions that you're taking, but in reality, you're probably not. All of us are basically on autopilot at all times. And this is because our subconscious mind is running in the background 100% of the time. There are obviously conscious actions that you were taking, thinking of, where you sit down and you think, what should I eat today? But what you are unaware of is that all the commercials you've been watching, the people you've been hanging around with, the actions that you've been taking previously all have an influence on what decision you make in that exact moment. Same thing with the people that you hang out with, the relationships that you get in, the business decisions that you make, the purchases that you make. I mean, the whole thing with my channel in terms of marketing is us working with subconscious cognitive biases, things that run basically biases, programs that are running inside of our brain that we have minimal control over. The reason why I want to talk about this is because I want you to have a better control over it. So if you want to think of your mind, if you want to think of you yourself as a computer program running at all times, then just know that you are not controlling everything it is that's going on. There are programs running in the background that are controlling your actions at every single point in time. And if you are not vigilant about the fact that this is the case, then you can end up in situations. And if you are not vigilant about this being the case, then you are going to end up in situations where you are not capable of controlling your own actions, and you end up taking actions that are not favorable to the destiny that you actually desire within inside of your conscious mind. So how do we get your conscious mind and your subconscious mind to start aligning way more? Well, it depends a lot on what it is that you are doing, but I'll give a few examples in terms of a career and business sense, because that's what majority of people on here follow me for. At the very least, it's something that we can all consider to be something important within this material realm that we are in. So, how do you start taking more control over your subconscious mind when it comes to a career and business sense? The biggest thing is going to be the people that you surround yourself with. A lot of their beliefs and their subconscious programming is going to rub off on you because you are going to be constantly hearing all of the beliefs that they have being spout out, and the stuff that they say, the conversations that you have, and the actions that they take. I've had a few conversations with friends where they will mention that something is expensive, and I'll tell them, yo, bro, I try not to preach. I try my best. But sometimes, like, it rubs me the wrong way because they've probably said it a bunch of times. I'm like, yo, you probably don't want to call things expensive because really it is not expensive. You just did not have the money in this exact moment. That does not mean that that thing is actually expensive. The verbiage, you're basically saying that that thing is out of reach, or that thing costs more money than you actually have. It's very subtle, but it's a belief pattern that is inside of their head. And if you are hanging out with people who have multiple scarcity-based mindsets, programs running inside of their brains at all times, and that stuff is going to subconsciously rub off on you. And then when you are looking at something, when you are roaming through life, then those programs are going to be running on a subconscious level, and you are not even going to know it. And that's obviously, like, if you have scarcity-based mindsets running along inside of your brain because your friends are placing them there unknowingly, they're obviously not doing it on purpose. But if they're placing those there and you're unaware of it, then you are going to start to think exactly like them. There's a reason why they say you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with. Honestly, it's everybody, but the people you spend the most time with definitely have more of a impact on what it is that you've got going on subconsciously. The next thing is going to be the information that you are taking in. the reason why this is so important is because a lot of the information that we take in, we usually go into a very low brain frequency state where we basically take the ideas in that we're getting much easier. Our subconscious mind is much more open to the ideas that are coming in, especially when we listen to music. This is the biggest thing. I recently stopped listening to all rap music that doesn't have a thoughtful message behind it, or at the very least not a sad message behind it. And the reason for that is because a lot of times, like, most rap is talking about messing with a ton of girls, which, I mean, like, if that's what you want to do, like, I'm not judging, but, like, messing with a ton of girls, selling drugs, doing drugs, killing people. It's all a bunch of just, like, low vibratory, stupid stuff that is seeping into my subconscious because it's all a bunch of low vibratory stuff that is seeping into my subconscious mind because it has a rhythm to it. It has a rhythm to it. It is musical, and I'm vibing out to it. So I'm literally lowering, like, my brain is lowering its guard because it's hearing music, and then those thoughts are being pushed into my brain. It's not a coincidence that a lot of these people who rap about this stuff tend to end up in jail or get shot some form or another, because they're pushing that out, and that is starting to go into their subconscious mind as well. So I tend to guard my mind from that stuff. I stopped watching scary movies. I do not watch sad movies. Anything that's going to put me into any sort of frame of mind where I'm going to start to think in a way that is not favorable to me and my goals, I am not going to ingest that information unless I'm with someone and they just so happen to be watching it. Then I'll watch it. I mean, I guess, but I would prefer not to. The other thing that I do, just to give you guys something that you can literally start doing ASAP, is obviously a lot of meditation. I meditate a lot. I write down my goals a lot. I write down affirmations a lot, morning and night, because the reason I write it in the morning is because you're in a much more favorable brain state. I don't remember all the three main brain states. I want to say theta, but I'm probably wrong. Who the fuck knows? I can't keep cursing on here because apparently YouTube does not like that, so I have to bleep that out. So that is why I write these things in the morning and at night. I write it at night as well because I want my goals and my affirmations to be on my brain right before I go to sleep, because you're in a dream state. You are in a state of mind that is going to be most conducive to accomplishing your goals. The other thing I do is right when you wake up, you are in a very similar brain state, and because of that, I listen to a lot of motivational talks on YouTube. You can find lots of motivational compilations on YouTube. I listen to those first thing in the morning, so that is the information being pumped in my brain, and then that starts to seep into my subconscious mind. I also use an app called ThinkUp. I have that on my phone, and you are able to record your own affirmations and thought processes and play that in your headphones while you're working out, while you're sleeping, while you're traveling, any sort of thing, and that can start to train your subconscious mind for the better. Your subconscious brain, your subconscious mind is extremely powerful. It's controlling you at all times, and if you are not vigilant, if you are not controlling this part of your body and your life, then you are not going to have control over whether or not you actually accomplish your dreams. I hope you take this seriously. If you got value, I definitely would love if you subscribe to this channel. You can also donate if you want to. Go ahead and leave that in the description, and definitely comment anything, thoughts on this or thoughts on any other sort of videos you would like, and peace out.